Yes, everything you've heard is true. Vito Acconci did indeed pleasure himself underneath a ramp in the Sonnabend Gallery in New York in 1972 in a performance called Seedbed. And for some, the Acconci conversation seems to start and stop there. Well, today we're going to take a bit of a deeper dive into the poet, the performance artist, and the provocateur. Art lovers, welcome to the channel. My name is Christopher West, and I like to talk about modern and contemporary art and design in a hopefully non-pretentious way. And it was Robert Indiana's birthday yesterday, so we are drinking out of the ceremonial Robert Indiana coffee mug. Side note, this is a photo of Bob Indiana taken in 1969, just a couple of miles from here. And here's me reenacting that same photo. But I digress. I want to talk about Vito Acconci, and in particular his work from the 1970s. And it should be noted in the late 1960s, just as Acconci was moving from being a poet into the visual arts, the art world was going through quite a transformation. You see, minimalism was king and had fought back the tidal wave that was abstract expressionism. In fact, even Acconci called minimalism his father art. Prior to this, art was for the most part confined to a frame or maybe a pedestal. But minimalism forced Acconci to recognize the entire space and the people in it. Acconci said, with minimalism, the frame broke, or at least stretched. The desire was to break out of and break the gallery system. This was the time of the Vietnam War, a time defined by aggression, boundaries, and conflict, a fraught and stressful time for so many. So in his early work, Acconci physically applied that stress to his body, that then had to adapt and change to accommodate that stress. Take rubbings from 1970, for example. Cockroaches are placed one at a time on my skin. I kill each cockroach, rubbing it out with my hand, rubbing it into my skin. And then there was Sound Barrier, performed in Toronto in 1971, which used two performers. Performer A's goal is to keep his mouth open and retain a continuous scream. Performer B's goal is to shut performer's A mouth, to muffle and prevent the scream. Acconci wanted the sound to be annoying, obtrusive. When Acconci performed these, the Vietnam War had been going on for 16 years. This was not a time for pretty pictures. This was not a time for minimalism. And although he was a fan, the problem Acconci had with minimalism is that it could have come from anywhere. It had no specific person or referenced no specific place. Acconci said, if something just appears out of nowhere, then you never can tell where it might have come from. All you can do is bow down, kneel down. You'd better respect it. He made the decision that whatever he did, he was going to make the source clear. He was the source. He was the doer. And so he tried to do performance art that wasn't theater, that couldn't be repeated. One of his best-known works is called Following Piece. He performed this piece on the streets of New York for nearly a month, and every day followed the same set of instructions. Each day I pick out, at random, a person walking in the street. I follow a different person every day. I keep following until that person enters a private place. Each performance could last a couple minutes or several hours. This piece is designed to make you, the viewer, uncomfortable, and would reveal something we see throughout his career, the blurring of public and private boundaries. Creepy, indeed. Unsettling, certainly. But just like that, when you thought it couldn't become any more weird, it's 1972, and somebody's about to crawl under the floor and do the dirty on himself. Acconci said, when I think of Seedbed, I think of the room as a prototypical minimal art space. Nothing on the walls, nothing on the floor, except in this case, there was a worm under the floor. He made a wooden ramp halfway across the empty Sonnabend Gallery, and then crawled under the ramp, concealing himself from gallery visitors. When visitors entered the space, he would begin to vocalize his unfiltered thoughts and desires. And I'm trying to put this delicately to not piss off the YouTube gods, but I'm pretty sure you get the point. These thoughts and desires would be amplified by a speaker set up in the space. Again, challenging the boundaries between public and private, breaking the sacred space of the art gallery. Later in his career, Acconci would reflect on Seedbed, saying, Seedbed might have made my career, but it also destroyed it, because nothing could live up to that. So how do you follow a performance like that? Acconci would begin to focus on installations, using the Sonnabend Gallery as a meeting space, a place for the critical exchange of ideas. The exhibitions he would do there would often incorporate sound and video. In 1976, he would install Where We Are Now, Who Are We Anyway?, where he created a long black corridor that extended to the windows of the gallery. It contained a long wooden plank that served as a table and continued out of the window, turning into a diving board 3 stories above the streets of Soho. Acconci's voice could be heard via a speaker hanging above the table, where the artist seems to be calling a community meeting to order. Judith Kirshner, the former dean at the University of Illinois Chicago, spoke of this language that emerged from Vito Acconci's installations. She said that Acconci created a linguistic system in which everyday objects, while retaining their everyday meaning, are transformed and become carriers of additional meaning. And we see this again in a piece from 1975 at the Indianapolis Museum of Art called Round Trip. Here, wooden stools and boxes are scattered across the floor, ceiling, and walls. The viewer can sit on the stool or stand at the podium, but the bright lights, the disorienting placement of the furniture, and Acconci's own voice and other unexpected sounds create an unease between the viewer and the artist, even though his physical presence is long gone. As Acconci's career continued to evolve, he would focus more and more on architecture and the built environment, but that's a conversation for another day. So for now, where does this leave us with his work, some 5 decades later? Well, it turns out Seedbed did not, as he predicted, destroy his career. In fact, Marina Abramovich, certainly the most known and important performance artist working today, performed a tribute to Seedbed in 2005 as part of her exhibition 7 Easy Pieces at the Guggenheim. And his work is now exhibited and collected by numerous museums throughout the world. So, art lovers, as you continue your art journey, I want to leave you with one final quote straight out of Vito's mouth. There's a big problem with art. Art is like a religion, and it should be more than that. In order to be really with something, you have to do more than view it. Art should be an interaction. So, go forth and interact. And if you like this video, I think you might also really like the work of Elaine Sturtevant, and I'm going to put a link to a video I did on her right up here. And if you could do me a solid and please like, comment, subscribe on this video, you know all the things that help other people find this video, I would really appreciate it. So that's all for this week, folks, and I hope to see you on the next one. Ciao.